Yo, what's up guys, I'm back, got a review here. This time we have this 88 Joao Felix. Now, I was always going to do this card when I saw him get leaked. I was like, I'm 100% doing it. On stats then, so he's 5'11", medium work rates, right footed, 5-star, 4-star. He's got 90 pace, 84 shooting, 81 passing, 90 dribbling, and 70 physical. So on paper, looks like quite a deadly card. This wasn't actually the team I used him in. Fatty wasn't in it, Ronaldo wasn't in it, and Chouameni wasn't in it. It's just purely for chemistry to get Joao Felix on 10, because he's playing on 8 for me, so bear that in mind. But I've got nothing more to say, so I hope you enjoyed the clips. If you did, subscribe, and I'll see you on the positive and negatives. Peace.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow.
So on to positive notes about the card then. So first the positive, and we got the 5-star skills. Now this is always a key aspect about Joao Felix, and I always love 5-star skills. As you've seen in some of the clips, you got sombreroed, elasticode, you name it, I've done it with this card. It's honestly, the 5-star skills is just such a key aspect of it, and it's so nice. Now next up for me is going to be the pace. Now the pace for him quite decent, to be fair. I wouldn't say he's like electric fast like Vinicius, but it was quite fast, and it would allow him to get through on goal. Especially when he gets that pace booster, he'll be one of the best cards in the game. I don't doubt that. But the pace is decent, to be fair. Not bad, not amazing. Now next up for me is going to be the attachment, the finishing, the shot power, and the long shots. Now all of these really good, to be fair. I'm not going to put the volleys in there because I didn't really have many opportunities for volleys. I can't analogize that. So the attack position is really good, always in and around the box, and especially with that through ball runs, he was very good at getting into the right positions for them. Especially if you're going to L1 R1 triangle, which is the best through ball type you can do this year. The finishing for him quite decent to be fair, especially on the 4-star weak foot. I'll speak why maybe it wasn't on the negative side, but the finishing, generally speaking, really good to be fair. The shot power decent, allows you to just low driven it really nicely, really hard. So that was another key aspect about him. And the long shots, I had one long shot, I think it was two. One was a finesse one that didn't go in, and one was just a normal shot, and he went flying into the top bins past Edison, as you see in the clips. So that was really nice about him. Now next for me is going to be the vision, the short pass, and the curve. Now all three of these really good stats to be fair. The long pass was here and there, it wasn't really amazing, wasn't bad, so I'm not going to put in the positives or the negatives. But generally speaking, the vision and the short pass and the curve, all really good stats to be fair. Just allows him to free roam that ball between the two strikers, and then if he needs to finish that, obviously that curve's good for the finesse shots. Now next for me, I'm going to generalise this one because I generally think it's all really good, except for maybe the balance. The general dribbling, now all of this is actually amazing to be fair. The agility is good. Now, okay, I say all is good, it is, right, but for some reason I felt like at times, maybe because of his height, I don't know, but he didn't really feel as agile as I would probably want him to be. Like, I know that sounds a bit weird, he's got 5-star skills and that agility, but you'll see what I mean if you use him. He is a very agile card and he will be very swift, but sometimes he just felt a little bit like unresponsive at times. That probably isn't the right word to use, but like it just felt a little bit slow at times to just like twist and turn. That's why you need the skills like combo it and that. So as I was going through them then, so reactions are decent, ball control's very good for him, that's a good aspect about him. The composure especially is really nice for him. So all the dribbling stats are quite good to be fair. Just watch out, they might be a little bit not unagile, but just like not as like Vinicius level. Now next to me is going to be a weird one. Now this is very, very dependent on what position you play him. The stamina is perfectly good enough for the last 90 minutes as a striker. Cam, nowhere near. Don't play him Cam. And wide, I'm going to say pushing, probably not. So striker is his only position he can really play with that stamina, but I would recommend you playing him striker anyway. I don't think you should really play him anywhere else. He's one of those cards that you really should be playing striker. Last for me is going to be outside the foot shot trait. Now this is one I always love. He doesn't really need it since he's got the 4-star weak foot. This is normally with players that have a really bad weak foot, so they just hit it on the outside their strong foot. But generally speaking, it is there and it's nice to be fair. But that's all for my positives. Now let's go to the negatives. So on to the negative side of things then. So first, my negative is going to be inconsistency. Now I know what you're thinking. I've put the shooting on the positive, which it is. It is overall very good, as you've seen by literally five games, 16 goals, like and 4 assists. That's ridiculous. But it was a little bit inconsistent at times. He generally could have had probably like 20 goals, easy goals, I would say. But he just messed a few up. Let's say he did some really nice skills, got into the right position, 1v1 with the keeper, and he would just either hit the post, missed a goal, hit the key. It was just a bit weird at times. Like overall, is a really good finishing, but like just be careful of that inconsistency. Now next up for me is going to be the long passing. Now although he's got 4 assists, I think most of them were just like floor passes, which are short passes to Son, and he just ran through and goal and scored. So generally speaking, the long pass isn't really the best. He's a striker, you don't really use it that much. You need the centre mids and that to have good long passing. Not really a striker, but it is there, so just be careful. Now next up for me, it's going to be a balance. Now the balance for him, along with the strength, so both of them are a little bit here and there at times. Now I know we're thinking it's actually quite high, but I had a chance, a very easy chance with him. Varane was pushing his back, and because of his balance, and his strength, he just got pushed off completely. And that is one of Joao Felix's worst aspects. His strength is actually, I feel like it's lower than that. I feel like it's on like 65, maybe even 60. It just feels a little bit weak at times, and that's why you need that agility and sometimes a little bit. So yeah, there's another one. The agility is a little bit here and there at times. I'm not going to put it in the negatives because it's generally speaking it's normally quite good, but maybe because of his height at times it was a little bit, let's say if you didn't use a skill and you don't really know how to use skills. So that was all of them covered. So then you've got the air ability. Now the air ability at 5'11" isn't really going to be the best at all. He's not really going to win anything in the air at all. So if you can, try and get it away from his head. Now I'm going to touch on something I've touched on the positive side. I know I'm like counteracting this, saying like, oh yeah, this is good, but then this is also bad because like I'm counteracting the stats like finishing and that. But the stamina, as I said on the positive side, he won't last you for wide or cam, so that is a negative for me. Obviously striker will last you that whole game, so that's nice, but I know a lot of people will be looking at this card maybe like a wide cam or something like that, because you obviously got mega teams and you guys are ridiculous with money. But yeah, it's not really the best stamina, especially going to go back and forward unless you play the come back on defence tactics, so just be careful of that. But that's all for my negatives, and now let's go into overall scores. So overall scores for the card then. So first one is the pace. Now pace for him, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. When he gets the boost upgrade, obviously he'll be a 10 out of 10 because he'll be 99 pace. But right now, I think it's 8.5 out of 10. I don't really think it's the best, but I don't think it's bad. Now next up for me is his shooting. Now generally speaking, the shooting's really good. As I said, the consistency is a little bit off at times, but generally it's good to be fair. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I know what you're thinking. The stats are a little bit low for that, but overall, I do think it's actually 9 out of 10 worthy because it's actually very clinical. Just be a little bit inconsistent at times. Now next up for me is the passing. Now the passing overall, he's got really good aspects like the vision, the short pass and the curve and that, but he's also got bad aspects like the long pass and the crossing and that, but that doesn't really matter, you don't really need them as much. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. They are quite decent though, stats don't matter, so that's nice. Now next up for me is the dribbling. Now this paired up with the 5-star skills is really nice to be fair, and I'm going to put that as 1, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. All of that combined was really nice. I do feel like he's very, like, because the skills, he's just very, like, swift on it, but, like, sometimes the agility would be a little bit here and there when you don't use the skills. So I would highly recommend, if you don't use skills and you have this card, learning some skills like the Elastico and stuff like that. They're very effective, very nice this year. Now the physical for me overall, so you got the jumping that's not very good, the stamina there's only one dimensional because you're only using strike with that stam. The strength isn't really the best, and the aggression isn't really the best, sorry. So overall I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 probably. It's not really the best. He's not really one of them cards you like think of strength for, and he's not really going to be one of those cards with like really good jumping or anything like that. So generally just try and get these skills on him instead of like trying to muscle someone off. So, value for coins then. So I think he's coming in at around about 900k right now, which I think is a little bit steep. When he gets the pace upgrade, he'll be worth that 900k. But I would say probably, I would give him a value for coins of 8.5. I do think it's a good card, but it's a little bit inconsistent at times. So then overall score, I'm going to give him a 8.9. I do really enjoy the card. I did actually feel like he was very nice at times, but overall, he just had that little bit of aspects with a bit of like inconsistency, so that was the frustrating part about him. But that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so you can help me towards that. I'd greatly appreciate it. But I've got nothing more to say, so I'll see you on the next review, and peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.